हरे कृष्ण वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यस्य कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य शीला हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। शीला प्रभुपाद की जय। हरे कृष्णा, प्लीज accept my humble obeisances. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devidasi from Texas College Station, welcoming all of you to Bhakti Sangha conference call. I thank all of you for attending this session. Please forgive me for interrupting your ecstatic chanting. I would like to read the 10 offenses to the holy name which are to be avoided, written by Srila Vyasadeva in Padma Purana. 1. To blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their life for propagating the holy name of the Lord. 2. To consider the name of demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal or to be independent of the name of Lord Vishnu. 3. To disobey the order of the spiritual master. 4. To blaspheme the Vedic scriptures or scriptures in pursuance to the Vedic version. 5. To consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be an imagination. 6. To give some interpretation to the holy name of the Lord. 7. To commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name. 8. To consider the chanting of the Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in Vedas as fruitive activity Karma Kanda. 9. To instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name. 10. To not have a complete faith in chanting of the holy name and to maintain material attachment even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to achieve the desired success of Krishna Prema. Once again, I thank everyone for joining today's Bhakti Sangha conference call. Before we move on to Srimad Bhagavatam class, may I know who all joined this morning?
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. This is Dheeraj from Kolkata, India.
Hare Krishna Dheeraj Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for joining from India, Kolkata. Is this the first time you are joining, Prabhuji?
No, Mataji, I have been joining the call.
Okay, thank you, Prabhuji. Welcome to the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharika Mataji, and pranam to you and all the devotees. All glories to Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj, all glories to Ashambal devotee. This is Mohini Lakshmi from Detroit.
Hare Krishna Mohini Lakshmi Mataji, please accept my humble obeisance. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining and giving your association. Welcome to the call, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. This is Shyama Gauri Devidasi from Charlotte.
Hare Krishna Shama Gauri Mataji, please accept my humble obeisance. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining and giving your association. Welcome to the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, Om Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. My humble obeisances to you and all the devotees. This is Krishna Kumari Devidasi from Rani. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Krishna Kumari Mataji, please accept my humble obeisance. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining every day, blessing all of us with your sweet association. Welcome to the call.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Balaram Nitai Das from Los Angeles, California.
Hare Krishna Balram Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisance. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for joining and asking very beautiful questions every single day. Welcome to the call, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Is there anybody who would like to introduce themselves? Please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj and all glories to the assembled devotees on the call. This is Harita from Missouri City, Texas. Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Harita Mataji, please accept my humble obeisance. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining all the calls and giving your association. Welcome to the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, this is Naga Santosh from Michigan. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj, all glories to Vaishnavas.
Hare Krishna, Naga Santosh Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisance. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for joining and giving your assistation. Welcome to the call. Hare Krishna, Anjali Mataji, please accept my humble obeisance. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining all the classes and giving your sweet association. Welcome to the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Mm. 5th chapter, 25th verse. Is there anybody who would like to introduce themselves? Please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, please accept my pranam. My humble obeisances to all the assembled devotees, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Sundarangi Radha Devi Dasi from India.
Hare Krishna Sundarangi
Krishna.
Radha Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining and giving your association. Welcome to the call, Mataji. All glories to your wonderful services from India. Hare Krishna. Is Maharaj there on the call? Not yet. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम 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 हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे राम राम हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे राम राम हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे महाराज is there? Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to you, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Maharaj, for joining and giving your valuable time and association this morning and enlightening us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam. We missed you, Maharaj, last week. Very happy to see you, Maharaj. Hare Krishna. I will just put the verse on the screen, Maharaj. Give me a second.
Haribo, can you hear me?
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Yes, Maharaj, we can hear you, Maharaj. Please accept my humble obeisances, Maharaj. Thank you so much, Maharaj, for joining this morning and enlightening us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam.
Yeah, give me a minute here.
Yes, Maharaj, sure. Take your time, Maharaj.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrindam Aham Bhavo Yoyam Mato Suradayo Aham Bhavo Yoyam Mato Suradayo Manushyati Yam Bruma Garba Jaitayaha Yasyavataramsa Kala Visarjita Rajami Sarve Sharanam Tvam Avyayam. Lord Brahma said, I, Lord Shiva, all of you demigods, the demons, the living entities born of perspiration, the living entities born of eggs, the trees and plants sprouting from the earth, and the living entities born from embryos, all come from the Supreme Lord for his incarnation of Rajaguna, Lord Brahma, the Guna avatar, and from the great sages, rishis, who are part of me. Let us therefore go to the Supreme Lord and take shelter of his lotus feet. Purport. Some creatures are born from embryos, some from perspiration, some from seeds. In this way, all living entities emanate from the Guna avatar of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Ultimately, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the shelter of all living entities. Omagyan Timirandasya Gyanajana Salakaya Chaksun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Ma Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Shrimakti Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvisesa Sunyavari Astyatya De Satarine Panchakalpa Tarubhischa Vipa Sindhu Pevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namaho Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Bhagavad Gita says Aham Bija Atam Pita. I am the seed giving, the life giving force of all living entities, both that come from the material energy and appear, although all living entities are spiritual by nature, so they manifest their existence somewhere in the spiritual world. They don't take birth, and therefore they exist, but they are also part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, who is the source of everything. All living beings are part of Krishna, as all energy, spiritual energy, is the source of all of existence. And it manifests itself by those deviant living entities who come into the material world to try to enjoy separate from the Lord. And they come from various types of things. Just like here it says, from perspiration. So what comes from perspiration? Germs. And also, sometimes it says that the rice is the birth of the Scorpios. Not Scorpios, but scorpions. Rice is the birth of the scorpions. So, but I see rice can give birth to scorpions, but the scorpions lay their eggs in the rice, and by the fermentation of the rice, that accelerates or brings about the birth of the scorpion. Some come from seeds like trees, plants, various vegetables, embryos, that is coming from the human beings come from embryos. Some come from eggs, which are like the birds. So in different ways, a living entity appears to act out its karma in the material world. But all of this is coming from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. No one is independent of the Lord. And therefore here, as it's mentioned, Lord Brahma said, let us all therefore go to the Supreme Lord and take shelter of his lotus feet. Which means that ultimately there's no other shelter. Other shelters are not shelters. Why? Because we have no connection with that, nor can they help us by giving us shelter. Just like a father will not only give birth to the child, but will also maintain the child. So the same way, the Lord is the source of all existence, and he also maintains all living entities. So a grateful child will adhere to the father, obey the father, serve the father, and also take shelter of the father whenever it's needed. But the living entities in the material world don't know their existence, and even if they do, they don't want to acknowledge, because they want to be independent and make their own plan. And therefore, that is the problem. Independent desire. And independent desire leads to various types of activities which cause one either some type of material happiness or material suffering. But ultimately, from the absolute point of view, as Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, dukkhalayam asasratam, this material world is temporary and is miserable. He doesn't say anywhere it's happy. What is happiness in the material world is a relief from suffering. If you're suffering and the suffering stops for a little while, we call that happiness. Or some pleasure that comes by way of connecting with some objects of the senses, which also relieves the anxiety of having the desire for pleasure. But it is as fleeting as the wind. It comes and it goes. Therefore, no one can be satisfied with these things. So in the material world, we say there's no happiness, but sometimes a concession is given. There is some happiness, and that is family life. So the scriptures say, yes, relatives, friends, family. But that happiness cannot satisfy the living entity, because the living entity is by nature ananda, or spiritual, or full of desire for pleasure. And as is explained by the great acharyas, the happiness in family life is like a drop of water in the desert. If you're in a desert, you need water. And if you're really thirsty, you really desire water. Otherwise, you could expire. So you want water so bad, and you're going around looking. And because of the hankering for water, you actually see something that looks like water, but it's not. And that's called a mirage, the mirage in the desert. So what is a mirage? The sun reflects off the sand in the desert and gives the image of some kind of pond or stream. But that's all it is. It's just a mirage. It doesn't exist. So one chases after these mirages. And because they chase after these mirages, they think they can be happy. But all they get is a drop. Just like if you're thirsty and someone gives you one drop of water, would you be really appreciating that person? No. You think this person is actually thinking, oh, this person is harassing me by giving me one drop when I'm really thirsty. It's an harassment. So the false sense of happiness that comes in this material world is simply an illusion, and it keeps the living entities locked into the wrong attitude, and therefore they never really achieve real happiness or knowledge unless they take shelter of the Supreme Lord. Taking shelter of the Supreme Lord means to serve the Lord in devotion. Kardanam guna sango shyo sarasajam nijam misu. Life after life, we're traveling through different planetary systems, experiencing different types of bodies, sometimes good bodies in higher planets, sometimes in the middle planet where the bodies are sometimes a little bit good and sometimes not, or in the lower planet where the bodies are simply miserable, or even lower forms of life, such as animals, which are characterized by fearfulness constantly. So, yeah, this material world is designed to encourage you not to try to be happy here. But still, the foolish living entity doesn't give up their false ideas on how to become happy. And they think it's within reach. I just have to learn how to do it. I just have to see. I'll read a few more books. I'll get some ideas and I'll eventually find some happiness. But that is, it's like chasing the tail of a dog. The dog is trying to catch its own tail, and as he's going around to catch it, the tail is moving away from him. So chasing happiness in this material world is no better than the dog chasing its own tail. We really want happiness that doesn't last, that lasts always. Nayan deho bhajan nirloke kastan kama arati vid bhujan jay tapo divyam putakridyan savan. Yasman Sukham, Brahma Sukham, Twanantam. Twanantam means eternal. That happiness, Brahma Sokyam, spiritual happiness is eternal. Once achieves it, it only increases and becomes more and more. Material happiness is like the fleeting of a wind, and it cannot be compared to real happiness because it's simply a struggle to find some satisfaction in an area where there's no satisfaction. So one who's actually intelligent, and here Brahma is giving us the means for understanding how we should live. I mean, he says, we're all coming from the Lord, and therefore he's our only shelter. So let us all go back there and take shelter of his lotus feet and serve him in different ways. That is, a devotee only wants that kind of shelter. If you give a person, a check, and it's a check for $1 million, but it says paid, it'll be, the money's not there yet, but it'll be paid in 100 years. You think, what is the use of such check? It's a blank check, but it has no value, actually, even though you put big numbers on it. So the promise of happiness in this world is like a blank check that can never be cashed. But still, due to the foolishness, the panipina pasyati, the living entities still don't give up. The only time they give up is maybe when they have to undergo difficulties such as health crisis, or they're on the verge of death, and then they decide to give up trying for material happiness. But that's foolish. That's foolish. Just like it says, there is a little antidote that a shopkeeper in India, he's got his grains outside and he's selling different kinds of grains. And then all of a sudden, a big wind comes up and carries the grains up in the air and out of his control. And he says to the Lord, "My dear Lord, please accept my offering." You can't offer something once you lose it. So therefore, one should be intelligent and understand what is one's best interest is to take shelter and engage in devotional service to the Supreme Lord. We have to serve anyway. We can't get away from the process of service. Service is there. We serve our family, we serve our country, we serve our boss, we serve our mind, and especially in some countries, particularly America, everybody is serving their dog. I was just I was just talking to one devotee. He was talking to one non-devotee, and that non-devotee was saying, "Yeah, I want to be a dog in my next life. Seems like the dog's really got the life here." They, their owners, just drool all over the dog all the time and make sure the dog is happy. But the dog can never be happy because it's a dog. But sometimes it looks like a happy dog because it's thinking, now I got a master. So this is material life, and it's just pathetic when you look at it. So therefore here it says, everything, all living entities, no matter which way they appear within the material world, and those which are already in the spiritual world, they are all connected eternally with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We cannot lose our connection with Krishna, only we can forget about it, but it can be revived when we take up the chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra seriously in a regular way and engage in practical devotional service. Then the anxiety of trying to be happy in this material world gradually dissipates, just as the night dissipates and starts to become light and the day appears. So in the same way, happiness is there eternally in relationship to Krishna. It's susukam kartamavya, and we can even experience a large part of that happiness here. Just like it says, if you worship Lord Chaitanya and you glorify Lord Chaitanya is very pleased, and the happiness that he's experiencing is also available for the one who glorifies him. Maybe not to the same degree, but that same quality of happiness is there. So this is Krishna consciousness. It's the treasure of our life. Sometimes that treasure is gupta, it's hidden. But if we work towards serving the Lord and serving the Lord's devotee, it's very hard to serve the Lord, but we can. But to serve the Lord's devotee, it's much easier and more natural. And to serve the Lord's devotee is as good as serving the Lord. In fact, in many cases, it's even better. Because when the Lord becomes pleased when he sees his devotees are being served by others. And just like a father becomes pleased when someone offers something to his child and makes his child happy. This father's not getting anything except the happiness he experiences seeing his child become happy by someone doing something for his child. So when we serve the devotees, we're actually doing the best service to the Lord. And of course, the connection between the devotees and the Lord is there. So actually, it is service to the Lord. So engage in devotional service. There's a variety of activities we can perform. And of course, chanting the holy names, dancing in ecstasy, taking Krishna Prasadam, offering prayers to the Lord, begging for his mercy, begging for the opportunity for service. These are all ways that we can experience the happiness which is there within our own existence. That happiness is lying in a dormant condition, waiting to be awakened by the process of devotional service. Okay. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Thank you so much for such a wonderful class, Maharaj. Very grateful to you, Maharaj. Uh, Thank you for telling us that Krishna is the seed giving father, and in this material world, we are hankering for the small little drop of water in the desert. Maharaj, even though we know that this material world is very uncertain, and having that, we know that we are suffering a lot, still we are showing so much of interest in this material world. Oh, let me do this, maybe I will be happy. Even though, even after practicing Krishna consciousness, that material happiness, hankering for material things are still not completely going. So where I am lacking, Maharaj, please enlighten me on this. Hare Krishna.
By taking association with advanced devotees, you'll develop that desire for Krishna consciousness. It'll become stronger and stronger. As that becomes stronger, these other desires will fall away. So it's all based on sadhu sangha, or association with devotees.
Thank you,
If we
Maharaj.
don't take sufficient shelter and association with devotees, especially advanced devotees, then we will continue to look towards material life for some fleeting satisfaction.
Thank you,
You
Maharaj.
can't just give it up. You have to replace it with something better.
Yes, Maharaj. Yes, thank you so much, Maharaj. That I like the example of father getting happy when his or our child is taken care. Like we as a devotees, better way to get Krishna's mercy is serving his devotees. When we serve his devotees, take their association, automatically we will become as mercy at the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We get that mercy from him. Thank you so much, Maharaj. Thank you for your association. Taking your association every alternate Thursday is also giving us lots and lots of mercy of Supreme Personality of Godhead. We missed last time. Thank you, Maharaj, for coming this Thursday. Hare Krishna. We have some raised hands. Hey, Mangi Gopeshwari Mataji, please go ahead with your question.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you for giving me the opportunity. Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. It was so nice to meet you at Sadhu Sangha this year. I thank you for this lecturing class. My question is, like we're every living entity, even it may be an ant or a pig or whatnot, they are enjoying in their own little comfort wherever they are. Because there's what I hear is that there's enjoyment in all species of life, and they
Tell
have
me,
enjoyment in.
tell me what that enjoyment is. Maybe do you know what that enjoyment is? You're saying these living entities are enjoying. What are they enjoying?
I guess Maharaj, I mean, they have their own little family in which they are happy.
Yeah. A person who is intoxicated with liquor and he's drunk, he thinks he's happy, but everybody else can see he's miserable. It's a false sense of happiness. It's the happiness of illusion. It's the happiness of thinking I'm happy. If misery stops for a few moments, does that mean you're happy?
No.
No. That's what material happiness is. If you analyze it, you'll see it's just counteracting the suffering. To have a material body means to suffer. You can't call material happiness happiness because it's just one step up from material suffering. That's all it is. And it lasts. How long does it last? Like I says, as the wind blows, so the material satisfaction goes. But we did say maybe there's a little happiness in the family life, but then there's so much trouble trying to maintain families anyway. So where's the happiness? don't be fooled. Take Krishna's word. Krishna says, Dukalayama Sastratam. He says, this place is miserable. He says it again. He said, Anitya Asubham. He says it twice in the same Bhagavad Gita. He wants to make a point. When he says something over and again, he wants to make a point. Don't think there's happiness in this world. Who's happy? People have to believe they're happy. Otherwise, how can they go on in life? As a drunk has to believe he's happy by getting intoxication. Otherwise, if his intoxication wears off, and he becomes suicidal or violent, either one. No one's in this material world is happy because material life doesn't equal happiness. Spiritual life is where happiness is. Because we want happiness, it exists, but you have to find it where it is, not create some idea of happiness and call it happiness.
So Maharaj, like as a human, you have that intelligence to discriminate. So that's why we should pursue the true happiness.
Yeah, just like if you're hungry, that's a problem. If you eat, you satisfy your hunger, and there's some happiness. But how long does that last? So until next time you get hungry again. So you're always counteracting suffering. That's the whole business of material life, to counteract suffering. Just look at how much money the government and people spend on security and weaponry, because everyone is fearful. So much money, the biggest amount of money spent is on security and warfare, because everyone is afraid. Someone will interfere with my sense gratification, therefore I have to make sure I'm ready to kill them if they try.
Yeah, that's very true, Maharaj.
Just look around you, everybody's suffering. They go on like they're not, because they have to believe that, otherwise they can't live life. Some of them actually admit they're miserable, but they hide behind this false facade of happiness.
Yes, Maharaj. Thank you so much, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol.
Thank you, Maharaj, for the beautiful answers. Sridevi Mataji, please go ahead with your question.
Thank you, Vinita. Dear Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. In this class just now, which you have given, Maharaj, you said that this devotee was reporting to you that the non-devotee is saying, I want to come back as a dog, or I want to be a dog or something, because the dog has it made. So this willingness to sink down to a lower species of life, stubbornly clinging to the idea that life is better in a dog's body, is just disregarding completely that spiritual life can give you happiness. So why do they stubbornly cling to this idea that even changing, to a lower species will bring happiness?
Yeah, and ignorance is bliss. They say there's the people who are totally ignorant, they feel like they're happy because they have no understanding of what life is about. So they're an illusion. And they actually believe they're happy. Ignorance is bliss. They accept suffering as enjoyment. Just look at the way people eat sometimes. Some of the stuff they eat. So abominable. It's full of poison, and it's based on violence, and they call that happiness. Yeah, it's true. Ignorance is bliss.
So then this ignorance which they want to live in, how is it beneficial for temporary time? I can think, oh, my life is good. But then death is coming, and that also they want to live like with a stock with its head in the sand, pretending death doesn't exist and nothing is going to happen. So such a illusion being, human being, what is his future?
Unless he changes, he'll get his body as a dog. Krishna will fulfill that desire. He wants to be a dog, all right. The karma divana trainer. You get a body according to your desires and activities. So material nature will be, Krishna will say to material nature, give him a dog's body. That's what he wants. He's acting like a dog now. What do dogs do? They pass urine and stool and they sleep most of the time and just make a lot of noise.
Is it any use for this devotee to try to preach to this man who's talking like this, or it's a waste of time, Maharaj?
I don't know. You want to find out more about this person, you can just talk to Dharma Vatsal. He's the one that was talking to him. He's right here next to you.
Okay, good, Maharaj.
I got it from him.
Okay.
I don't know. I didn't meet the person himself, but Dharma did. So you can ask him.
No, I mean, in general, if I may just humbly ask, when people talk like this, is there any chance or is there any hope that by preaching maybe something, it will awaken them or give them a different, idea rather than continuing to think like that and ruining their human form of life?
What do you think we're doing? That's what we do all the time. Not just this person. We're saying if you actually want to work for your best interest is according to your nature. And your nature is not material, it's spiritual. So find your interest on the spiritual platform because that's who you are.
Yes, Guru Maharaj. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Sridevi Mataji, for a beautiful question. Shamagauri Mataji, please go ahead with your question.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glory to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Maharaj. Very, very wonderful class. And we see a lot of examples around us. Like I met one lady a few years ago, and I thought, let's preach her, but she said, I don't need to go to God because I have everything. And she was kind of richer than us that time. And she's still like that. She's like, she said, I have everything. I don't need to go to God.
How long will it last? Do you have your health too? Is that if that goes?
After that, he fell down and she, broke her leg and got fractured and like that.
If you listen to people like that and you believe them, then we're just as bad as they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, Prabhupada talks about the animals lining up for the slaughterhouse. So one animal, he's going in to get slaughtered, and the next one is eating grass, thinking he's all right,
Yeah, exactly.
And then he'll get his turn too.
But they are like nicely educated and have a good jobs and good families, and kids are going to college like that.
I think if you scratch behind the surface, you'll see more than just what is on the surface. People want to present themselves to look good towards others.
Yeah.
Most people can't even sleep at night. They have to take some, especially rich people, they have to take some kind of tranquilizers or sleeping pills just to go to sleep, which is really wearing down their health anyway. Just look at the statistics in the world. The statistics don't lie. What is the biggest form of disease in the world? Somebody take a guess. What's the number one disease in the world?
Depression,
Is
Maharaj?
it mental
Anxiety.
illness?
Yeah,
Depression.
depression, yeah. Anxiety, mental health. It's the highest.
Yeah.
Your nice car, your good family, your big house will never gonna give you the happiness you're looking for. The thing is, see, the problem with rich people, or the principle of rich people, is they have achieved all of the advertisement. Oh, yes, if you get this, you'll be happy. They got it all. But now, where's the happiness?
Yeah. Yes, they think like, all these things will bring them happiness, and they say, okay, I have everything which can bring the happiness, so I don't need God.
Well, then God will come to you as death, and then you can't say no.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like some of the biggest people, they're surrounded by so many guards, so many security principles, everything. There's so much in anxiety that someone's going to, steal their money or try to kill them. I can give examples, but I don't want to mention any names.
Yes, Maharaj.
Just take a
Thank
look
you
at,
so much.
yeah.
Thank you so much, Maharaj. It's like very, you said ignorance is the bliss, but it's not. Your class is the bliss. Whenever your class is on Thursdays, very nice to hear you from you, Mataji. Maharaj.
What's the number one franchise or the number one money-making industry in the world?
Pharmaceuticals.
Pharmaceuticals, you're right. Drugs. Trillions. The gross national product is trillions.
Yeah.
Drugs. Either legal or illegal.
Because they are always worried about their health.
Yeah, but that's not going to help. If you want to be healthy, chant Hare Krishna. It's the way to become healthy. Okay, let's move on to the next.
Yes, Maharaj. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you so much. Supriya Mataji, please go ahead with your question.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you for this class. Based on our discussion, Maharaj, I just remember why Kunti Devi must have asked Lord, give me so much of suffering so that I will always remember you. And this is not always though possible for all the people, because some people go to have a drugs, or they can even do suicide if they are not devotee of the Lord. And even if they may turn out to be even more miscreant, like they may murder someone because of their unhappiness. And Lord has his own way of dealing with such people. So now I understand why Lord also has this kind of facilities to deal with the miscreants, as well as to turn the devotees toward himself.
Yeah.
That was just a realization I wanted to share.
If you read the 16th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, I cast them in lower births life after life. They never see the light of day. I throw them into demoniac species, life after life. In the 16th chapter, towards the end of the chapter.
Yes. So Sridevi Mataji, you can tell that person you will go to even lower life of species if you don't turn to Lord. Or even to that rich lady, one can tell, okay, if you don't want a Lord, you can be ready for a lower class of life.
You have your choice.
Thank you.
He's simply fulfilling your desire, that's all. He's not
Yes,
a punishing law. God doesn't punish. You punish yourself. He's not punishing
Yes,
you.
Maharaj.
You act in
We
such a
punish
way.
ourselves.
Yeah, you act in such a way as to receive the punishment. But he is not punishing you. He's just fulfilling your desire, that's all. The Lord is very kind. He's trying to stop our suffering, but we don't want to. Therefore, the modes of material nature are the punishing agents to give us the results of our activity. Can't blame the Lord. You stick your hand in a fire and your hand burns. You can't say to the fire, "Why did you burn me?" It's the fire. It's going to burn you. Commit sinful activities, you'll get a reaction for it. That's the laws of nature.
Yes, Maharaj. And some people also give that a name. Like there is a community which thinks that if you walk on the burning coal, you get the blessings of the God. That is pure ignorance. I mean, how can God bless you just because you are walking on the coal for His sake? This is just a belief, I guess.
Okay, Bala, you have a question?
Definitely. Thank you very much. I appreciate your beautiful class. So my question is a practical aspect of Bhagavan. Krishna talks about in 9.27, whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer, give away, or whatever you auspice you perform, son of Kunti, offer it to me. So what is the practical way to do it? Just to call in God's names during your activities? Is that the one way to do it, or are there any other ways you can enlighten us?
Well, we should know that all activities are given by us. In other words, the Lord creates everything. He creates the intelligence, He creates the ability, He creates the facility, and He also fulfills our desire. So with all of these activities, just try to make it as an offering to Krishna. My dear Lord, please accept this offering. Please let me offer this to you because actually you're the source of everything. So I'm offering this to you. But you can't offer sinful activities to the Lord. He won't accept that. But if you're chanting the holy names and you're doing your activities, that is one way of offering. That's a very recommended way to offer everything to the Lord.
Wonderful.
Because you're connecting automatically with Krishna through the holy name and performing some activities. Yeah, that's fine.
Very nice.
Yeah, that's a very important verse, especially for those who live in family life.
Yes, I've been thinking about it a lot lately, and I appreciate you clarifying my doubt. Thank you.
Thank you, Bala. Hare Krishna. Jai Ho.
Thank you. Thank you, Prabhuji, for the beautiful question. Sridevi Mataji, you have one more question?
Yeah, I was thinking to myself that people who are constantly trying to evade Krishna, they're taking shelter of so many other things. They are running away from Krishna rather than going towards Krishna. Instead of seeing Krishna or God as a loving father who is really trying to help us and teach us what is the right thing to do, they're running away from God. So how can we turn things around?
That's your business. You know what to do.
Okay.
That's what you do all the time, right?
Guru Maharaj, I feel that I'm able to help so many people, but I cannot help my own relatives.
Why do you think relatives are more important?
Not more, but at least equally important. Why can't I get them to listen and understand?
You got so many relatives out there that might listen to you.
Okay. All right.
If you know, why beat a dead horse, you know? You want to beat a dead horse, your arm will just get tired, that's all.
Yes, Guru Maharaj.
Thank you, Maharaj. Radha Jyoti Mataji, please go ahead with your question.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna and my humble obeisances. Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisances at dust of your lotus feet, Maharajji. My question to you is, once I was distributing books and I met one rich person. So he was giving, and after I was hearing, and because I came to know that he's atheist. Then I said, you see, you have a bank account and you have money, that's the reason you think you're rich, but try to understand all the facilities that you're enjoying is also in is one kind of investment that you're enjoying. So this karmas, this plus points of your karmas will finish as the investment of your karmas are over, good karmas, and then negative karma will start. So he heard this, and I don't know what changed his mind. He took book. Then when I left him, there was set of questions like I didn't give any backup to my statement. First thing, and second thing, how this conviction that we tell, is this a right thing to do? Because many things we convince logically. Sometimes we lie. I mean, I lie while distributing. Sometimes when it is like very tedious kind of person, then could you please tell me how to approach, or is this kind of understanding was right, or how to give the backup when we give some lost or lie logics?
Know your audience. When you're talking to people, you speak according to the person you're speaking with. So try to understand the person you're speaking with. And see, what you said to that rich person was good. It worked. But the point was, he was ready to hear. Some people are not ready to hear. And even if you say the same thing to two different persons, one may take it and another person may not. Now, preaching means to use your intelligence, how you can reach that person with this knowledge. You can't, there's no, what we say, being friendly to people is one way to open up a person to what you have to offer them. Be happy to see them. There's one devotee, he's always very happy when he meets someone. He's a book distributor, and he makes them feel like they're the best friend. And then from there, then he explains what he's doing. So, use your intelligence, use your ability, make people feel comfortable, happy, and say the things you learn. Sometimes you say the wrong thing, sometimes you say the right thing. Do your best. Krishna will help you.
Maharajji, can I request to use the intelligence at a right time at a given moment is again a effort, right? So is there any specific prayers you recommend for this
Well,
effort?
Yeah, you can pray to the Lord. Please give me the intelligence to help. And if you're sincere, you'll get the intelligence. Krishna is the intelligent of the intelligence. He'll help you. Just pray for it.
Thank you, Maharaji. I'll take your advice as a blessing and I'll try to work on it. Hare Krishna, my humble obeisances.
Jai Ho, glories to Prabhupada.
Thank you, Maharaj, for the beautiful answer. Ridhanya Mataji, you want to go with the question?
Yeah. Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. So my question is, while preaching, I usually come across people like who take credits for themselves if they have nice facilities in their life, but give credits to God when something bad happens to them, or when they have to do something bad like meat eating, they kind of tell me that because God is like making them do it or something like that. So how to refute such arguments like while preaching?
It's just their mental concoction. That's all it is. You're giving credit to God when things go wrong, or you blame God when things go wrong, and you give credit to yourself when things go right. So you're actually saying that you're actually better than God. That's what you're saying. He doesn't know what he's doing. You do. It's foolishness. It's childness. It's ignorance. How do you deal with an ignorant child? You just ignore him sometimes. Yeah. But you can tell him, God is not the cause of your suffering. You are. You just can pose the question, why do you give credit to God? Why do you blame God when things go wrong? And why do you take credit when things go right? Why don't you give him credit when things go right? What they're saying is, they're saying I'm better than God because I can make things go wrong right, and he only makes things go wrong. It's like it's like idiot. It's just complete idiocy.
Yeah.
It's a madman. This is madness. Even though it may speak so nicely, it's another form of madness. That's all it is. Krishna is not the cause of your suffering. You are.
Yeah, I mean, like, I usually like see that people get offended if I say that, like they just don't want to like take responsibilities of their karmas or something, and I
You
often
should.
get bad responses.
You shouldn't go along with their stupidity, though.
Sure. Yeah.
If you go along with their stupidity, then you become like them.
Yeah. Thank you, Maharaj.
Yeah. We're out there to give knowledge, not to accept idiocy as knowledge. All you have to do is analyze what they say, and you can see it's ridiculous. If we read the books, then we can understand what is actually Krishna consciousness and what is actually someone's mental ideas, mental concoctions. They don't know anything about God, because I was just reading yesterday that you can't know God unless you serve God. You can't say I know God and you don't do any service for him. How are you gonna? What is the credentials that you have to speak about God when you have no connection with God? It's like I'm telling you what you are, even though I don't know you. It's stupid. Just ask him, how much do you know about God? You can ask people like that. You don't preach to them. You just ask them questions, and you show by their answers that the foolishness that they're making. When they speak foolishly, you ask them a question based on their foolishness, and you'll see they'll give you another foolish answer, and then you can expose their answers for foolishness.
Sure. Thank you,
You don't have
Maharaj.
to tell them anything because they won't hear anyway. Just show them how their own ideas are foolish. That's the art of preaching. If you tell them something and they tell you something, you just go back and forth. But just take whatever they say and tear it apart. That's all. That we have to do because we can read. If you read the books, then it becomes easy. And you question him rather than saying, "Well, you're wrong and this is right." They won't accept. You question their own statements, and if you question them in the right way, they'll actually come to the conclusion that whatever they're saying is wrong. Also, yeah.
Thank you, Maharaj. Next, we have Arati Mataji. You can go ahead with your question.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to you, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. My question was as the same as you answered. I just got the answer, Guru Maharaj. Like when I talk to people who are not Krishna conscious, so I generally don't teach them or don't tell them about Krishna. I just talk to them for a few minutes to understand their mindset. And then according to them, what they answer, I go very slow. So one of the therapists of my son, she's very nice woman, but when I tell her that this world is full of sufferings, we all are suffering, so she will tell me, no, 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 I don't see it like this world is very beautiful, my way of seeing things are different than you. And she will never, the arguments keep on going, so I keep silent, I don't say anything, I don't get, like, I don't understand how to explain her the things, so I remain silent. So but as you said now, that we don't preach, we just keep on asking questions to them.
Well, you have to say, is disease a happy thing? Is old age happy? Is death happy? I mean, even birth is difficult for a lady when they give birth. Sometimes one of the largest amounts of this is a statistic. I think it's the third leading cause of death in the United States. No, maybe fourth is the women die at childbirth.
Yes, Gurmar. I try to they eat meat, and I don't just directly tell them that don't eat this. This is good, not good thing. But I will tell them that when they ask me and see me eating and Kanhaya, the prasadam, and so they will say they eat very healthy, but they will never, they just see it's very healthy, but and they want to live healthy life. They want to eat healthy, but they don't want to quit meat. It's like,
Well, tell them if they want to eat meat, go out and kill it themselves. Ask them, you want to eat meat? Why you get somebody to kill for you? That's you're just hiring a killer. That's all. Go do it yourself.
yes, Gurmal. Sometimes I,
And then they don't understand that somebody has to kill the animal for them to eat it. So they're just hiring people to kill for themselves.
yes, Gurmal, I will tell them in this way.
People,
Maybe they will
yeah,
understand.
don't go along with all of these stupid arguments. They're so stupid.
Yes, Guru Maharaj. Sometimes I don't even understand what to say next because
Because you're not
just
because you're not reading the books. You read the books and hear from Prabhupada, you have all the answers. Where do you think we're getting our answers from? From Srila Prabhupada. He's given us everything. He's answered everything. And he's repeated everything he said. Why? He says we have to read the books. We have to hear the lectures. We have to associate with devotees. We don't do these things, then we're in ignorance about how to respond to people who are giving these very, ludicrous statements.
Yes, Guru Maharaj.
What do you think this society is about? I mean, we got thousands of hundreds of books. Prabhupada, well, Prabhupada took such, time and effort to give us this knowledge. Why don't you use it? I mean, the knowledge is there. All you have to do is use it.
Yes, Guru Maharaj.
If you're driving down the street and the police stops you and says you're driving down a one-way street, I'm going to give you a ticket. You said, "Oh, I didn't know." You said, the guy said, "Well, didn't you see the sign? You have to read the sign one way." You didn't read the sign. You still get the ticket. So we don't read Prabhupada's books or hear from Prabhupada or hear from Prabhupada's representatives. How are we going to have any answers to how are we going to even deal with our own struggles in life? Everything is there. It's given to us.
Yes, Guru Maharaj.
Yeah. Don't be otherwise, how can you say anything to anyone if you don't have the answers when they respond?
It's not like Guru Maharaj, I don't have answers, but I don't understand how to say what to say to them because
You
sometimes
practice. Preaching means practice. Practice how to do it. Learn from others. See other people how they preach. You can learn some techniques on how to respond. I just gave you an example. Rather than telling them, okay, it's like this, just question their own philosophy, their own ideas. Question. And if you know how to question, you can bring it back to show them that they're completely wrong.
yes, Guru Maharaj, that was absolutely the right way. I got the answers before. Like these people, like they can say anything. So I have to be very strong because they can really say anything, and they think like they're very intelligent.
They want to justify their sense gratification. That's all.
But at the same time, I don't want to hurt their feelings too, because if I will hurt their feelings, they will not listen to me. So I remain very calm,
Yeah, just
and
let them, just let them suffer. That way you don't hurt their feelings. If, if your child does something wrong, do you correct it? Well, the child might feel like if I get corrected, my feelings will be hurt, but you do it anyway because you love the child. The child, you don't care whether the feelings of the child's going to get hurt. You're going to do the right thing to help the child avoid doing the wrong thing. That's what same way. We're out here as representatives of Srila Prabhupada, of Krishna. And Prabhupada and Krishna especially Krishna, he's the seed-giving father of all living entities. So we're representing our father out there.
so Guru Maharaj, you are saying that if they are elder also, that we can do the arguments, like it won't be disrespectful to them.
Satyam priyam, satyam bruyam. Speak the truth palatably.
Okay, Guru Maharaj.
Speak sweetly. You don't have to be harsh or condemning. Speak sweetly, but tell the truth.
Yes, Guru Maharaj, I understand. Thank you so much, Guru Maharaj, for your answers. Like, it is really, really helpful to me. Thank you so much.
Good, good. Thank you very much for asking. Thank you.
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you so much. Sri Devi Mataji, do you have one more question?
Yes, please.
Go ahead.
Just like Aarti, Guru Maharaj, I also sometimes wonder how to deal with relatives who are angry with you for being a Hare Krishna.
Are you serious about this question? Or are you just asking questions just to ask something?
No, I got a little bit of an angry blast yesterday night from one of my sisters, so I'm a little shaken by that. That's why I'm asking.
Well, because you have a relationship, then you can talk. I can't tell you what to say. You have to say it. You have to know what to say, because I don't even know what she said or what caused her to say what she said. So that's another thing.
Well, it's like this. Between the three of us, we have a 90-year-old father, and they feel he or she is getting about all over the place, doing her preaching, being irresponsible, not taking any care of her old father, and like that. And I say, I'm taking care of his soul. You're taking care of his body. That's fine.
There's the answer. And
Okay.
he likes you a lot.
Yes.
He wants to give you everything, right? Yeah, because he knows. Because he has a spiritual quality about him. He knows what you're doing is the best. And so many times you actually saved his life. When he was on the verge of death, he took to Krishna consciousness. And because he did in a serious way, Krishna prolonged his life. Just say that. You just tell her that.
Yes, Guru Maharaj. Thank you very much.
Yeah, relatives they are envious of each other. The family members are envious. If someone is better or someone is different, they become envious. Envy starts in the family. And the younger brother of envy is anger.
Thank you, Maharaj. Maharaj, I have one question. Actually, this is not my question. One of the devotee asked me. They have a teenage boy, so he is asking for a pet at home, a dog. But as a devotees, we should not have pets at home. So, whatever answers as a mother she's trying to give that boy, he's not able to accept this. He's saying, okay, you're giving life to that pet, or you're taking care of that pet. Why is it not correct? So how do we convince these young boys, Maharaj?
I don't know if we want to convince them. Why do we have to convince them? What is our business of trying to convince them?
They're upset at parents. They're not getting pet because of that they follow spiritual life. So pet is not allowed because of that. So
Well,
they're upset.
dogs are generally dirty. That's one of the reasons we don't keep a dog. You'll see in India they keep the dogs outside because dogs are generally dirty. Dog stool contains dysentery. That's coming from Srila Prabhupada. He even said that. So dogs are dirty. If you want to have a dog, keep him in the backyard. Don't let him in the house.
Thank you, Maharaj. So we can have a pet, but if we can keep them outside, it's allowed. Is that right, Maharaj?
I'm not saying that. You don't read anything into what I'm saying.
Okay, Maharaj.
I'm not saying I'm allowing pets. I'm saying, why should we worry about it if what is the big concern?
Mm. Yeah. As a mother, she was not able to, convince the son. So that's why I was trying to ask that question to get a proper answer.
I don't know. I'm not taking the side of the mother. I'm not taking the side of the son.
Mm.
I'm saying, but generally I say dogs are dirty. That's all.
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, is there any more last minute questions? Please go ahead and raise your hand. We will take that question. Okay. Okay, Radha Jyoti Mataji has one more question. Go ahead, Radha Jyoti Mataji.
Yes, Mataji, thank you. Maharajji, I have question. Say that there are sanskaras, and when we chant, we try. Those sanskaras became dim. I mean, our habits or our consciousness, bit of consciousness is purified. Then, and my question is, say, what happens to those sanskaras? Will they reappear, or our old habits, or our, say someone is very lazy, or say someone is liar or a cheater, so it will come up again, how long it will take to fade that particular habit or sanskara when we do practice?
Yeah, chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. This is the solution for all bad qualities. They'll go away. Cheto Darpana Marjanam. Baba Mahadevagni Nirvapanam. Lord Chaitanya gave the formula. Chant.
It will reappear, or it will fade away, or it will never come up again?
Bhakti is the light. These things are the darkness. The more you bring in the light, the more the darkness goes. Bring in the light of Krishna consciousness. Chanting, hearing philosophy, serving. Devotees are not cheaters or liars because they have a higher taste.
So it will never come up for devotees?
It can come back, but you can just push it away again. This is the science of bhakti means to gradually diminish bad qualities. They'll go in due course of time. When you're hungry and you sit down to a meal, if you take one bite, does that mean you finished your meal? Does that mean you're satisfied? No, you keep eating. As you keep eating, your hunger goes away, the happiness of eating comes, and the nourishment for the body starts to develop. So you don't get it on the first bite. You do go through the whole process. And so as we chant, as we serve, as we associate, all of these bad qualities will disappear.
So, there was one.
What's so hard to understand?
Because I met a person, and I gave, means Srila Prabhupada gave him Bhagavatam. He was an alcoholic, and now again he turned back to alcohol.
That
I
means,
was wondering what.
Yeah, there are many people who come to spiritual life and then leave again
Why?
because they're not serious about spiritual life.
He was reading Bhagavatam vigorously. Every day he was chanting 16 plus rounds.
Still, there was still some material attachments that he didn't, that were there. I can't say, all I can say is he wasn't purified. As long as you're not purified, material life can come back again. Even if you practice Krishna conscious for 50 years and you still have material desires, those material desires can push you back to material life again. You have to
So,
get rid of.
Maharaj, do you mean to say that Krishna will never interfere the desires up till and until they're fulfilled? Is this understanding correct from your teachings?
Krishna's helping you, but you have to take the help. You don't take it. Intoxication, people get addicted to intoxication. Everyone's addicted to some kind of intoxication. We'll be addicted to some kind of movies. We watch movies, that's a type of intoxication. Or we have a particular type of food that we can't stop eating because we like it so much, even if it's coming from sources other than devotees. These are all forms of attachments. Alcohol is worse. Drugs, speaking bad about, criticizing people. These are all habits that we did that come by way of associating with material energy. So habit has to be replaced with habit. Even we see devotees, there's devotees have been in devotional service for 40 years, and after some time they leave. They go back to material life again because they still have material attachments. Don't think just because you're doing it, you're safe. You're going in the right direction. You're getting the mercy. But Maya is all around you. She's all around you, and she's also waiting for you to deviate a little bit, and then she'll try to attract you back. You have to work to become Krishna conscious. You just can't say, well, I'm doing it, that's it. The most important thing is association with devotees. If you don't take association with devotees, quality association, you're likely to take association with non-devotees. And then that will drag you back. As one very one devotee in our societies, he's quite learned. And I was asking him, what is a thing that he gave a lecture on? What is that thing that brings people back to material life after practicing Krishna consciousness? And he said, crookedness. Crookedness. They're performing devotional service, but they still want material enjoyment.
This is the offense from the 10th of out of 10 offenses, isn't it? This is one of the offenses from the 10 offenses that we read early morning. That we maintain material.
Yeah, number 10. You're associating, you're practicing, looks good, but then still, what is your inner desires? You're taking Krishna consciousness as a way to enjoy material life, or you just take it up because it's fashionable. That's why I'm afraid many times people just come to Krishna consciousness because they think, oh, I should be a devotee. But they're not really understanding what it means to be a devotee, nor are they taking the time to actually understand either. They think joining a club is becoming a devotee. Well, I get a guru and I get a name, I'm in. Forget it. That's just the beginning. Prabhupada would say initiation is beginning, not the end result. So it's a
It's
process.
never ending. It's never ending because we are in material world. We will be attracted to one or the other thing at some point.
No. That's not. Some people, yes. Other people, no. There are many people who are in the material world. They're not attracted to this world.
So what is the one point that you say that we will be not attracted to material world and we keep
Get
going with the
attracted to
practice?
get really attracted to Krishna. Krishna is all attractive. If you
Okay, Maharaj.
got a disease, then you have to take the medicine. And as the medicine is working, the disease goes away. Get attracted to Krishna, you'll lose this attraction to this material world. Because Krishna is all attractive. But because we don't know enough about Krishna, or we don't hear about Krishna, we don't get attracted to Krishna. Krishna is all
Very true.
if you actually want to get attracted to Krishna, you'll be thinking, when can I go to the temple and see the deities? When can I chant my rounds? When can I, associate with the devotees who are engaged in kirtan? You start becoming eager for Krishna consciousness. There's an eagerness that arises at a certain level of practice. If you don't have that eagerness, then material life will push you back.
Thank you so much for giving the key. Thank you so much, Hare Krishna. I'll take this as a blessing again.
Thank you.
You have given me such a great lesson today. Thank
Just
you.
get it.
As
Yeah.
always, you give.
Krishna's name is Krishna, means all attractive. And that's not just a euphemism or some nice word. Well, those who get attracted to Krishna will never get attracted to this material world.
Maybe not very pure for this moment. So I asked this question. We'll try level best.
Just keep going. You'll make it. Don't give up.
Yes, Maharaji.
Thank you,
We'll
Maharaj.
try.
Revati Priya Mataji has one question. Revati Priya Mataji, please go ahead with your question.
Hare Krishna, Maharaj Dandapranam. So thank you very much for your time today. Just the mishap that has happened in India about the plane crash is making me think that in that kind of fear and in that kind of pain in the body, would a human mind or a devotee mind would be able to focus on Krishna at that time? Because this mishap can happen to anybody, something like this.
It takes only 1 second to think of Krishna.
Yes.
When danger is happening, immediately think of Krishna.
Yes. But I mean, the pain must be immense and the fear must be absolutely immense.
Well, fear can just realize you can't save yourself, but Krishna can save you.
Yes, and obviously seeing people's children, on fire, kind of in front of their eyes. That pain must be just mental and physical, and it's just my thoughts are running wild. That how would they have focused on Krishna? Would they still be?
Sometimes people who are devotees, when they're in the middle of such a fearful situation, Krishna just takes them out of their body.
Yes, quickly. Is that what you're trying to say, Maharaj?
Even before death comes. He just pulls
Yes.
them out, and then the body gets smashed, and they're not in the body anymore.
Wow. Yes. Yes. And that is the hope, isn't it? That's the hope that
hmm
Krishna makes sure. And then sometimes also,
He says
they,
he says
yeah.
that, yeah, I'm there for my devotee.
Yes. So one little confusion, Maharaj. If a mind is still worrying about death at some point, or fears or dangers, but the tongue is still chanting, would that still be counted as thinking of Krishna? Because my mom left her body, on March 18th in Chicago, and the last 3 days her eyes were on Kishore Kishori picture which was in front of her. But she wasn't talking or reacting now, and her beats were going round, but that was the only thing we could see.
So she's
The beat,
focusing on Kishori at the time of death.
right. So her mind, obviously, I would like to think that her mind was thinking about Krishna.
Well,
Yeah.
Well, if you focus the image of the form of Krishna, the mind will follow.
Right.
Yeah, especially at the time of death. Then you do it with great enthusiasm. You don't just look, you focus, you absorb.
Yes, it felt as if visually she was fully absorbed. She wasn't looking at anybody.
Sounds
And
like
her eyes were,
sounds like she had a glorious passing.
thank you. That that actually fills me with hope. Thank
Yeah.
you, Maharaj, for your time.
Thank you.
Dandavat pranams. Dandavat
Vrinvati.
pranams.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat pranams.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Maharaj.
Mataji. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Maharaj, for the beautiful answers and patiently answering all of our questions. Thank you so
Yes.
much. Really very grateful to you, Maharaj, for your
Thank you very much.
association. I would like to offer my obeisances to you and all the Vaishnavas assembled on the call. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhu bhyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnavrind ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, His Holiness Candramauli Swami Maharaj ki jai.
Radhe Radhe.
Thank you, Maharaj.
May God bless you all. See you tomorrow. Hare
Radhe
Krishna.
Radhe.
Radhe Radhe.
Thank you,
Radhe Radhe.
Jai.
Close the call for
Thank you so much,
today.
Guru
We'll
Maharaj.
meet again tomorrow.
Thank you,
Hare
Guru
Krishna.
Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Radhe Radhe.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Guru Maharaj. Hare
Maharaj ki
Maharaj,
jai.
Thank you very much,
Jai.
Maharaj.
His Holiness
Hare
Chandramauli Swami
Krishna.
Maharaj
Guru
ki
Maharaj.
jai.